All right, we're gonna have to excuse my dog. It's raining outside. When it rains, she flips out. I gotta bring her in here and cuddle her. If I don't, she thinks the end of the world's coming. Don't you, sassy? So let's talk about the news on what's going on. We got 14,000 immigrants crossing the border, and I'm going to give you my opinion on what's really happening. Now, Biden works for the corporations, and the corporations are telling Biden that we need workers or else it's getting ridiculous. You go anywhere, like I go up to the highway and I see McDonald's with signs out front saying 12.50 an hour they're paying. They're hiring now. I went to McDonald's just this month once, and I haven't been there in over 5 years. And we ordered two Big Macs, two fries, two sodas, and two apple pies. It was over $30. I was like, oh my God, that's a lot of money. So that was kind of crazy. So, anyways, we've got over 1 million people that died because of the virus, and we have to replace those people. If we don't replace those people, the corporations are going to have to constantly compete with workers, and that means raising prices. So that's what's going on. So Biden opens the border, brings them across, and then you got governors that are actually loading them on buses and sending them to New York and different states, basically. That was all planned. They did all that on purpose. They've now found a way to disperse thousands and thousands and thousands of workers all over the USA. The next agenda is they're going to be saying, okay, it's costing us $4,000 to $5,000 a month to maintain these immigrants, which it is. And they're going to say if they could be allowed to work, we wouldn't have this problem. So that's going to be the next thing they're going to try and change. They're going to actually say, can we give them some type of temporary visa so they can go out and work? And now, your McDonald's workers, your farmers, your people that are needing workers, there is no longer a shortage, which puts the corporations in a much better, stronger position for now paying workers less. It's going to do nothing but hurt Americans, but that's the route that it's going. And Biden really doesn't care. He seems to want to hurt Americans, and that's all there is to it. Now, homeless people also have issues going on where they're talking about running, like California bought a 129 unit motel or something. Other states, other places like Portland are putting in tiny homes or put two to a home. That might be a good idea. But you have to understand with homeless people, it's like an onion. It has multiple layers. Women have been sexually assaulted for years. These people are mentally unstable. They need so much help, and it's got nothing to do with getting them off drugs. They have so much mental issues going on and things that have happened in their lives. They are really broken people, and it would cost a ridiculous amount of money to help them, and that's why they're not really trying. The U.S. government has put band aids on the homeless people for years. You go and look at how much money churches have gotten over the years, and it's a business. These places have gotten billions. You want to do something, open up some company for homeless people and start applying for the grants and loans, and you'll create a job quite quickly. You see, what they do is they walk up to the tents, they offer them a sandwich, a drink, see if they're okay. They also carry the drug in case of an overdose. So if somebody does overdose, they can administer aid quite quickly. So if we put them in a motel and now we leave them alone, we're not checking the motel rooms. They got a place to stay. We got them off the street. We're good to go. And that's what they're doing. So, in a way, they're suiciding them. The population of homeless is rising. We want to put them in rooms, and then they, overdose, and then that's the end of them. And that's exactly what's going on with them. They're not helping the homeless. Don't ever believe whenever you see something on the news, we are putting in so many units to help homeless. Giving them rooms to stay, that's not the way you help them. There's too much going on. It's nothing but a money grab. That's all it is. Now, thefts are apparently up. You see businesses closing in Chicago. Um, they're not doing anything to stop them. You walk into a store and you rip off tons and tons of stuff and walk out. Everybody just stands there and looks at you and says, okay, you can have it. There was even this one woman that was a manager of a store, and she tried to stop this person from stealing, and they did get away with the buggy because she fought with them a little while with the buggy. But the company actually fired her because they said, that person's gonna sue us if you don't. Obviously, we need some laws change. And the corporations, the business said, well, we're not going to mess around. Let's just close the grocery store and go someplace else. And that's what's going on. So the actual states that are doing something to put an end to their crime, are going to attract them. The ones that are not are going to lose a lot of business. And then we got Biden with the debt ceiling. He's hold off. He's probably going to shut down the country. He's holding off on purpose, like he's holding it up for ransom. Now, I did a quick Google on this just for you to see. The United States sends 1.13 billion to Ethiopia, a billion to Jordan, 860 million to Afghanistan, 821 million to South Sudan, 814 million to Congo, 814 million to Yemen, 803 million to Nigeria, 774 million to Syria, 488 million to Sudan, and 475 million to Somalia. So, that's just some. I mean, we send money everywhere in the United States. We have sent over $75 billion in assistance to Ukraine, which includes humanitarian, financial, and military support. $75 billion. Yet we've got people that have worked for this country, are now retired, and you're lucky if they're living under $1,000 a month. They can't even afford to eat because of the recession. We have people that worked for this country and got hurt working for this country that are living on $600 to $700 a month. And yet we gave $75 billion to Ukraine. There is a big money laundering scheme going on with Biden and his son and that whole family. I mean, that's going on with Ukraine. And it's ridiculous. This all goes on, and the American people sit and do nothing. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. But the government is so crooked, and Biden has been the worst president I've ever seen, that it stems more than just Biden. Everybody's fleecing their pockets. Everybody. Well, a majority of the Americans are actually starving. And that's the sad part. So, what's going to happen next? Like I said, with the immigrants, they're going to try and force some temporary visa to allow them to work. And that'll take care of the corporations that Biden has promised to do things with. So, these are my opinions on what's coming. And it's just sad with everything. So, to sum all this up, whenever you hear stuff on the news, it's a facade. Don't believe it. It's lies. Everything's about lining pockets or screwing people, or there's been nothing I've seen so far of any president in 20 years where they've helped people. I just don't see it. So this is my opinion. What's going on? Watch your back. Keep prepping, because it's about to get a whole lot worse. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Sassy, why are you shaking? Huh? Why are you shaking, girl? It's only rain. She hears one little sprinkle on top of this bunker, and she's got to come out of that room and come sit on my lap. That's all there is to it. Because we're afraid of rain, aren't we? Yes. Sassy. Sassy. Look at you. Yes. Why are you shaking so much? Huh? Yes. Catch you guys later.